17 minutes. April Fool's Day, hello. Passover. And the Lord passed over. Be smearing goat's blood all over my door in no time. 1 year to the day since the announcing of David Fincher slated to direct this rape drama farce. And I'm exhausted with it all. I don't have anything else to say. I don't have, of course, like I went to my notifications and both of them involved performers from his films. Kurt Russell, right? Death Proof, The Hateful Eight. Right? As well as Sydney Sweeney. So the joke with Kurt Russell is that he got kicked by Elvis. And Sydney Sweeney got slammed by Kim Novak for having huge tits. She's got the best tits in show business. Everyone knows that. Right? And so my point is that Quentin debases her in a disgusting way. Right? So the story of the movie critic is the story of Quentin's house. That's the point. Right? The story, like what's occurring in the film is what occurred with Quentin and Harvey Weinstein all that time. Right? That if, right? So if we say that Timothée Chalamet has now some sort of like analog for me, right? That's, right? Then the relationship between Timothée Chalamet and Brad Pitt is inverted. Right? Where if I had given him what he wanted, and I was the one like doing the satanic thing, right? Then it would have been exactly the same, right? Where Quentin's directing the women and me, like with his mind, with telepathy, and I'm Harvey, right? But since I didn't bite the satanic apple, right? That now it's inverted, right? Where Cliff Booth is Harvey and Timothée Chalamet is Quentin, right? And Timothy's like saying, "Oh, speed up, slow down," right? Spit on him, like call her a whore. Yeah. And that's like what Quentin does with telepathy, right? And so all of these women saw it as like an inverted sort of rite of passage, right? So Big Jerry, right? Like the real point about this, right? April Fool's Day, very funny, right? Is that we can all like be cool, like we can all like say, yeah, like cool, hardcore shit. Right? But I think it's time for Kathy Griffin to start talking about her experiences dating Quentin Tarantino. Right? I think it's time for Kerry Washington to start discussing her experiences on the set of Django with Quentin Tarantino. Right? Big Jerry, he's got a swing and shit. He's got all of it. Right? Because he's a eunuch, because he has the genitals of a toddler. That's the point. Pretty funny. Right, and so Hollywood patted him on the back for a long time, never appreciating like how gone he is psychologically. Right, what he represents. Right? Is it any wonder, right, that Harvey got away with it as long as he did? Right? Knowing how it is, as well as knowing that Harvey would never say anything. Number one, because it makes him look schizophrenic, or right, like I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it because I feel like he could like make that argument and like have like a legitimate like legal defense. That's like, I don't know. Like, do you want to spend the rest of your life in prison? Do you just want to stay litigious forever? He's supposed to go back on trial like the 15th. Right? And so I suppose that's like, big fucking boom, what a fucking like, oh, holy shit, All right, but it's obvious that that's like what it is, right? And so all of these fine fucking women, Margaret Qualley, Margot Robbie, Sydney Sweeney, best tits in show business, right? Mikey Madison, that $1 million hooker from Honora, right? That they're all the analogs for all the women, for all of the actresses that came into his perverse satanic sex dungeon over the decades. That's like, there it is. All right, and so him and Harvey had this thing going on, but guess what? Harvey's a fucking creep and a dog. He's not hot at all. Right? And so after about 20 years of that, I think they said, no, I think we're good now. I think like you got what you needed. So now you sit there and you be good or you go to prison. Right? And so what I'm saying is that like Harvey wasn't good, right? Like Harvey's in prison now. Right? Slated to go back under, maybe he's on bail, I don't know. It's none of my business. Right, but what I'm saying is that Quentin took that wife, right? It's obvious Quentin took this wife to say, oh, see, she's like my hot, like Kabbalistic fairy, like she'll do like all the things that like I like to do. Right? And then he made Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and cast a whole new generation of hot skanks for him to manipulate sexually. Right? And so the point of the satanic initiation was in fact, even though he never wanted to tell me this, was that now I get to fuck all of these women. Now I get to be the sexual overlord of Hollywood. Right? And he still got it. Right? I swallowed them. I swallow them into my coven. Right? So, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Uma Thurman, the thought of Uma Thurman, like making jokes about that dildo, Big Jerry. Right? Did you have the same jokes when Maya Hawke did Once Upon a Time in Hollywood when she was like 21? Right? Or did you tell her, I don't want you hanging out at his house? He's a disgusting man. Isn't that what it is? Right? So his wife, she's like perfect age. She was what? She was like 31 at the time. Only 35. All the women's 22, 23, 19. Right? So they look up to her. Right? It's like a legitimate. Right? And say, oh, cool, she's successful, and like she's married to Quentin, so Quentin must be cool. Right? Maybe she didn't realize either. Right? I don't know. Undoubtedly. Right? Initiation of the body is a palpable mystery. Right? Mine was inverted. Right? Just like Quentin's. Mine came at the age of 21. His came at age 3 days. However old. 5 days. 8 days. Right? And so, right, he makes them spray cum everywhere, and like, he does a bunch of cool shit, like with their minds, where he's like blasting their psyches, like with, visions of animals, and, it's like, just close your eyes, right? And so this is my point. This is like, right, you get my point, right? As far as bondage, right? He binds them, right, to bring them into their minds, right? So he can exercise his mind over them, right? So, I stand by everything that I've said. There's nothing else to say. He wants me to write The Sun. He wants me to write these institutions, right? And there's nothing to say. There's nothing to say. He's just doing it. He's being a demonic overlord over the world. And so I'll just keep making my videos and saying Quentin Tarantino has the genitals of a toddler, and and then that'll be its balance. That'll be its own balance, won't it? Because he humiliated me all over town, and I don't give a fuck what any of those people care about me. I don't give a fuck what any of those people have to say about me, right? Because if they think that the way that he treats people is appropriate, they all need a hard reset. They all need to recalibrate. Right? All of the women who have indulged his sexual perversions all of these years, you're just as equally to blame. Right? And when Sydney Sweeney's tied up and getting fucked in bondage by Brad Pitt, you can look back on your contributions and feel good about the fact knowing that you allowed all of these women to debase themselves in a satanic ritualistic fashion. There it is, Uma Thurman. Right there it is. Lucy Liu, Vivica A. Fox. Huh? So, right? Are all the women, it's getting so wide, it's ridiculous, right? Number one, he needs to be in prison. That's it. That's the end of the formula, right? He's disgusting. He's a sick, disgusting man, right? Who doesn't love anything around him. That's the point. That's the point. You see what's occurring right now, right? That he treated me like he treats the women. Right? You get it? I'm a fucking man. I'm a child of God. Right? I submit to no magician. Right? And so when he turned his back on me, I said, oh, okay, this is about unhealthy control. This is about something with him. This isn't about me. How he doesn't want my writing, he doesn't want to say what he wants. This is about something else. He's not resolved within himself. Right? I don't meditate 3 hours a day for 6 years, 7 years, right? To see a satanic pact with Lucifer and bite the apple. Like, no, that's like, right? You see my point? And so on the other side of that, right? That Quentin saw these 8 women, these 10 women, these 500 women over the last 30 years looking at him saying, He needs to be the one. He needs to be the, because he's a really sweet, smart, handsome man, and he's really talented, right? And so rather than accept that and say, okay, cool, like yeah, you're right. I know you're right, and my stepdaughter loves him, right? Cool. Like yeah, well, let's talk to him. Right? Don't have to mean anything. Let's just talk to him, right? He would treat me the same way that he treats the women, because that's the only way he can fuck. You get it? Man, so what I'm saying is that's a flawed, that's a disgusting perspective on the world. Right? That's right? He has to come out of his mind. We both are too much in our minds. That's the point. That's the point. I got all this cock, I got all this cum, right? But I'm up here, right? And so the women wanted that like down here. I don't know that because I've been celibate for the last 10 years of my life. I'm a spiritual member of the 27 Club. Right? And so Quentin could have looked at all those beautiful women that have allowed him to do whatever he wanted, right? All these decades. And said, okay, heart, like, yeah, like I do love my wife, right? Like I do, right? And then said, okay, dude, you blew us all away. Because I know that's true. Right? That he needed it, and you know what, it's obvious what it is. He needed it to be this convoluted system of traps because he wasn't, like, he's not resolved within himself. He was so terrified at the thought of admitting what's wrong with him. And I don't understand why. I don't understand why. The thought of him humiliating me with fish, and, having the whole town, just trying to give me AIDS, trying to make me believe I deserve to have AIDS or diseases. It's just really disgusting. It's just really sad. When all I ever wanted was to respect him as much as he respected me, right? And so he respected me like a sorcerer, and I behaved in kind, right? But I never wanted to go to that. That was what my heart told me. But no, it's time, right? It's time for us to speak like people. No more mind games. Right? And so, right? He was supposed to bite the divine apple. That's the point, right? That's the real point. He has nothing to teach me. He never did. I like his writing. And we could talk about that. And I know that my essay upset him a lot. Because, right? It was the women. It was always the women. You get it? So when I thought about that movie, I said, "Oh, okay, I get it." I never thinking. Right? I thought that they were all miserable. I thought that right? I thought that he was a fucking loser who didn't want me there because I'm a fucking big dick dragon. Yeah, that's not cool. That's not cool. You could fucking send me a letter and say, I really appreciate how hard you've worked at the arts. I see the light inside of you. Right? It can't be this time, but right? Know that your name is out there. And we all know who you are and we all love you. Boom, done. That's it. That's the whole saga. I would say, cool. I appreciate that. Right? Sorcerer's mind games, psychic mind games. He can't just speak to me, you get it? Right? Because then he's telling the women, right? He's telling the women, oh, I do respect you as intellectual fairies, as children of the almighty Yodevohi. You're not just an object for me to debase because I hate myself. And he's telling the Lord Almighty, I'm coming back into harmony with my Father. Right? So, my father figures in life always leave me wanting more. I always say, I'm left wanting. You have been weighed in the scales and found wanting. Not because I'm pretentious, but because I always look to them so sincerely and say, okay, what do you have to teach me? And they always turn away. And so when that happened with Quentin, I said, okay, he doesn't have anything to teach me. Right? And I don't like the idea of me, pissing on his charity, I guess, I don't know. It's just manipulation. That's what it is. That's what it is. He refused to say a single fucking sentence to me and manipulated the entire industry and has continued to do that for the last 2 years. Right? The Cannes film, like classic cinema, that's all him. That's him like setting that up. The Palme d'Or to Robert De Niro, right? That he did that to show Robert, oh, see, like I'm still powerful, right? Never appreciating, Robert De Niro never appreciating, right? That he didn't treat any of them the way that he treated me, right? Because he expected me, right, to just tacitly become, right, his sexual vessel, right? And so that doesn't work. That doesn't work. No. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. I know you speak clearly, right? You confess before the altar of the Lord. I did for all those months, all that material, right? I said my piece, right? So you can't, right? Can't say what you want. Can't look me in the eye. I guess you don't really want it. Oh, you think I became a virtuoso guitar player by thinking on the guitar? Huh? Like, we understand how this works, right? You think I became to where I can write 10,000 words an hour by thinking about writing? Right? You think I became a master occultist? Right? Thinking about it? No, I read books, right? I meditated. I played guitar. I wrote, right? I make dry point etchings. I paint, all these things. I do all these things to yield understanding in my mind. I understood that moment to be a satanic pact for money. Right? 10 years celibate. Right? So if this is about like a guy who fucks a bunch of bitches, we got to talk about that. I don't care like what you dangle in front of me. Right? Because I have ethics. I have like a vow that I've taken that like means something to me. And I know that I've delivered every step of the way. I mean, every time I was, that whole time that I was on the street, I never masturbated. Never. Right? And so this is, again, it's all in the movie. Right? I have 1 minute left. Right? So the purpose of the movie is to display his life, right? All the way through directing, right? So it's actor, writer, director, right? The trajectory of his life. It's also the relationship between him and Harvey, right? That are all of the women like that got me too, right? Like what's Melanie Laurent got to say about it, right? What's Diane Krieger got to say about it, right? Are they all like prepared to think about, how Quentin treats me, right? Like this in this overt way, not like in a subtle way. All of the women know about it. Everyone in town knows about it. And then think about how many women got sexually assaulted by Harvey Weinstein and not think that those two things are probably connected, right? You have to pay attention now. It's time to be wise, right? We've been decadent and disgusting for the last 30 years, right? So, see what's good in your life. Let me know what you think. God bless.